Welcome to Actual Skill Modelling. This is part 25 of the Hachette HMS hood build, skill 1 to 200. In this part I'm going to be carrying on where I left off in part 24 and we'll be placing on the mast and the pulley system and possibly starting the rigging, but I'm not sure. Let's see how much I can fit into this video. So now I'm starting off with placing the pulleys in. Again, a lot of fiddly work here. Threading the dead eyes through. There's not a lot of room either to work here as well, so it takes a lot of patience to do this. I am using a magnifying glass though, because why wouldn't you really, you know. And once it's threaded in, then I'll place the pulley on. As you can see, right next to the funnel. I'm making sure to leave a good enough run off at the top so that can be anchored down once it's all in position. And once they're set, it's just a case of anchoring the front part down onto the dead eyes at the front of the decking here. So much the same as actually installing them. Once I've threaded them through the dead eyes, it's actually quite simple to secure them. I just place a little bit of super glue on the dead eye and let that set before tying it off. Before I place the mast on, I'm just going to be rigging the mast out. So again, it's using the supplied wire or thread, placing them around the dead eyes or on the mast and just tying them all in position and in place. Some are just simple knots, others are through the dead eyes themselves. At the bottom here where the little star shape is, each one has a piece of rigging guided into it. I mean, the camera doesn't pick it up all that well, but you get the general idea. If I place my hand underneath it, you can see the lines running up. And once that was on, I was able to fit the mast. As you can see, I've already drilled a little hole there just to hold the mast in position. All I needed 2 holes to drill. I didn't have to drill all 3 to get it in situ. So I'll just pan the camera up so that you can see it all there. Next I'm putting on this boom mast. I'm pre-rigging it before I put it on. Connected it to the dead eyes and now I'm just placing it on. This is getting placed on with super glue because it's got to go at an angle and I don't want to be sitting there for 20 minutes holding the thing. So I'm initially holding it with a bit of super glue to see how I get on, and then there's a little trick you can do. You can then trickle in a little bit of normal cement to weld it once it's all in place. So there you can see the angle. Now it's actually meant to have more rigging than that on it. I've only put in 1 line. The main reason for that is because I forgot. I didn't look at the video properly. I've just started rushing ahead. I just assumed I only had 1 ring line. When I did discover I had more than 1 line, by that point I'd already put other things on the deck and there just wasn't enough room to get my hands in to rig in the other line. But I think it looks alright with the 1 line anyway. So now I'm just securing it to the deck on the outgoing part of the boom. As you can see there, just pulling it through the dead eye before securing it. And that line then runs up into the mast and then down the mast into a dead eye, which I'm placing in now. Again, I'm starting to run it around here, placing it on, but as long as I've got enough room for a pair of tweezers to get in, I'll be okay. But at the moment I'm able to do it with my hand. But once it's threaded through, I just pull it taut and secure it. And now there's more rigging for the mast here. This is just a simple tie to place the rigging into place. Once I make the tie, I will secure it again with a little blob of super glue. And 1 on each end runs down to the front of the ship. There's a little mast that just pops up in front of the gun there that you secure it to. Just make a slip knot, stick it in and pull it taut and sub-assembling the next part is going to be rigged out. This is a cross beam, so the two plastic areas are getting inserted into a piece of copper tube. So it'll take a couple of minutes for that to set, and the cross piece then gets inserted just underneath the platform there. I won't paint it until near the end though, it was pointless painting it then. So now I am moving on to more rigging, and remember this is all for the mast so far, so I'm just placing in my ground rigging part first, so into the deadeye, securing it with a bit of super glue before running it up to the mast. And once it's run up to the mast, I'll use a pair of locking tweezers here, and this actually helps keep it taut. If you're worried about bending the jib arm or something like that, you can rest your tweezers on something that'll give it a bit of height, so it's just enough weight to keep the line taut, and then you can leave it there until it dries, so you're not holding it and jerking it around into position. So this is how the rigging for the main masts are going to go from the mast down to the deck, and it's all basically the same, just different areas and locations. And now for the horizontal rigging, as you can see, this is the area. It's all bent out of shape at the moment. That's because I keep on knocking it off. It does, because it's foot edge, it's quite easy to bend it back into shape, so I'm not so worried about that at the moment. So once more, I'm securing the rigging to the jib line, cross jib here, and then I pull it over to the other mast. As you can see, it's each one, there's 3 in total on each side, and each one gets fits to one point of the star-shaped platform. And then it's back to the vertical lines, and these are fixed on the deadeye first of all, then pulled up to the mast. There's 5 on each side of these, and they're all secured with a little bit of blob of super glue. What's interesting about these ones are, when I go back from the deck up, it also pulls into the vertical lines. So what I'm doing here is just setting that all up. So I've anchored it to the front of this shape, and then I'll be pulling it up on the diagonal to the vertical line. That then in turn has an offshoot that goes onto the horizontal line. So it's creating a sort of Y shape, if you like. Now you can do it from the horizontal line if you wish, first of all. And it depends how you're comfortable doing it. I prefer to do it this way so I can control the tension a little bit better, but the horizontal line will dip down on all 6 of them, so 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and you want them all to get in roughly the same sort of line. And that brings me now onto the rigging in between the funnels. If you can see that little moulded piece of plastic sticking up, that's my starting point, and I'll be basically creating a diamond shape here out of rigging. So I'm placing the central piece in first before tying it off to the 2 funnels. I will then take the line from the funnel and bring it up to the middle horizontal line and attach it to that. And then I'll take it from the middle horizontal line down into the other triangle. Well, I think this is a good place to end the video. This is near the end of the rigging. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you subscribe to the channel? You'll be notified of all my updates, including for this build. Hit that like button and of course leave a comment. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.